You're watching part 2 of my interview with Boosted Lifestyle on the Boost Cut podcast. If you want to watch part 1, check the link in the description below. When I posted my videos on sloppy mechanics, though, a lot of people hated on it because it was not sloppy enough because everything fits under the hood. I have the valve covers there, and I did get I got good injected. How dare you to use quality injectors?
To flag good injectors.
They're like, you got ID 1050s, you asshole. You spent, and I probably did spend too much, but my tuner was like, I'm not tuning your car unless you have good injectors. So I was at their mercy. So,
but to be fair, the drivability is way better with something like an IID that is tuned to within 1% of every other IID injector that they've ever produced. So
yes, I mean, like, the thing idles. It doesn't chop. It's like so smooth. And it's in an E36. I'm a big BMW guy. I've had a bunch of BMWs, and I've always been a Corvette guy. I have a C5 Corvette that's a track car, and I take that around road courses. So a GMW would be like the perfect marriage between the two, and then slapping a turbo on it. So that's why I picked the E36. It's also probably the easiest. If I didn't want to do forced induction, I wouldn't have to weld a single thing on it. You can get a swap kit that does everything. Drive shaft, everything, drive shaft, radiator, everything. It's all designed for E36 LS swap. It's the easiest chassis to do it.
And putting an LS in a BMW is like the easiest way to solve the motor problems.
Yes, absolutely. However, I do want to take that old motor and put it in something else, but not something boosted as well. Probably a turbo M50, but
usually, hearsay for most of us turbo guy, or most of us car guys who have 6 or 7 project ideas on the go at all the times.
Oh yeah. But now that's down the road, but it is something that I want to do. Well, speaking of which, for you, what's when you're done with the Octo Turbo, what's on the horizon?
That's a difficult one. Well, obviously my girlfriend's twin turbo Fox body. We're going to be doing that on the side, and that was like a couple's project where I'm not allowed to work on it without her.
Oh, really? She won't let you touch it?
No, she's like whole director, filmer, everything with that car. She wants to be completely hands-on, build the engine. She wants to be part of every aspect of it.
Good for her.
So I needed something to build on the side, and that's how this 8 Turbo project started. Was like, okay. I wasn't allowed to touch her car, so I was like, I need something to build. My car is sitting there. It's done. I could go race it next season already.
Yeah.
But we've got 6 months of winter.
Yeah. Now you're Mountain Time Zone. Are you like Edmonton, like Saskatchewan, Alberta? Where at?
Even more north than that. I'm in Fort McMurray. So today, for example, it's minus 20 degrees Celsius. To add to what I was saying there, with this build, like upcoming next, we're going to do that Fox body. We're also going to do Tokyo's car on the side. But
cool.
I've been talking with some companies now that obviously this 8 Turbo build's getting kind of an exposure here.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and take it one step further. So I've been talking with like Summit Racing, and we're going to try and put together an engine package of some sort and really max out these turbos. And then I've also got some sort of Nitrous sponsorship coming on board too. So if the turbos don't do it, we're going to add a little bit of Nitrous to it. And we're just going to try and keep like progressing with this.
Yeah, this is not your first shot at Nitrous. I remember when you threw Nitrous in the Mustang before you pulled the motor out of it.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. The day that we
fire?
Bought, yes. Yeah, the day that we bought the New Edge Mustang, the one that I had crashed, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a heartbreaking episode to watch.
Yeah, that was super, super sad. Where I was on the staging lights and they backed me out and they said someone sprayed coolant down the track. So they sent someone down the track and back. So I was sitting there for like 10 minutes, and they gave me the okay. So you do as any normal racer would do, and you just
go.
You go. So I went. And then the funny thing is, I had no boost, so I was making no power when the car spun out. I shifted into second gear, and what happened was my inner fender in the Mustang actually got sucked into the turbo.
Ooh.
So the car made no boost, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And then all of a sudden, the rear end just let go out of the thing. It spun sideways, and the rest is in the wall. And insert your typical Mustang in the wall quotes here.
You didn't hit anybody though. That's so you didn't do what you were supposed to.
I know. The barrier protected the crowd.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. And the episode before that, I think when you raced that, you're just like guys went at it with the Hellcat against it. I mean, that was That was some good racing right there for sure.
Yeah, so the
For
funny story
sure.
about that one was that I didn't have a trans brake that day because something was going weird with the trans brake in the car.
Okay.
So I had to leave off the foot brake, but I couldn't build any boost on the foot brake.
Mm.
So the car would spool probably 300, 350 feet out. And Virginia was driving the Hellcat that day at the track. It was the first time racing ever. And we were comparing time slips, and like I was doing 20 mile an hour faster than the Hellcat was doing, but she was doing almost the same ET because she could leave and boost and get a good
Oh yeah,
60
she
foot.
was she was leaving harder than you for sure.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
ended up racing, and it was the closest race I've ever had to date. It was like 0.0043 of a second margin of victory for her. So she kicked my ass, and I still haven't been able to let that one down.
Oh no, she's not. But now you got her hooked on it though. Now that's the cool thing though.
Yeah, and
She's hooked.
that's what evolved this Fox body build. Now she's like, I want my
Yeah.
own car for the track, and it's
Oh
super
yeah.
cool that she wants to be involved with it.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So you've got all that stuff there. But the other question I wanted to ask you is, obviously you've had your YouTube channel for a while now, but what really made you want to start it to begin with?
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but I was watching like TJ Hunt when he was at like 10,000 subscribers one day.
Okay.
And then he had a run up when YouTube algorithm was way different. And he did a real fast run up to like 100,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I could probably do that. So I just started filming. And the funny thing was, I started filming, but I had no confidence in myself. And when I was growing up, I was like really antisocial. So I couldn't talk to the camera at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I would actually have to like voice over all my clips. And even then, like doing my voiceovers, I knew that I wasn't being filmed, but I was still nervous voicing over a clip that I wasn't even like being filmed for.
Yeah.
So eventually I started using these YouTube videos as a tool to get better at social interaction because I was so bad at talking to people before.
Mm.
And I just didn't know how to do it. And then eventually it just like, I started enjoying it. I started turning the camera around. I started being able to talk to the camera. I had to do a lot of edits at first, but now
Oh
it's
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, the answer to your question is I watched a TJ Hunt video. He got popular. I was like, I could get popular. And then 5 years later, I'm still not where he was when I was watching him then.
Okay. That's fair. Well, because it's a lot harder now.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's a lot harder now to do what they do. And you know, I'm 2 years in with I've had a YouTube forever, but I'm like 2 years into making videos, and I'm at like 3,400 subscribers.
Yeah,
So
it's like very algorithm based now, and it's
yeah,
like the bigger person on YouTube gets the algorithm.
hmm
So unless you've been there or you know someone there, it's kind of hard to climb the ladder now.
it is, and you know, a lot of people. I know a lot of people that should have a YouTube channel that I know, and they're all like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm like, you should, but just be warned, unless you really want to pay somebody to cut, edit, and all that other stuff, it's more work than you think. After a while, the easiest part of this is filming it.
Yeah,
The easiest part's filming it. The hardest part is putting it all together and making it look cool.
and I have people
So
ask me all the time, like, how much do you make on YouTube? And I give them like a rough number, and I'm like, but that number is representative of 5 years of work.
yeah,
And I've put in 40, 50, 60 hours of work to make one video to make like $60. So if you if you want to do that kind of work,
not to mention all the times you spent all that time and energy to make videos to make no money for at first, right? So
yeah, and then you have to spend money to make money if you're an automotive YouTuber. So
yeah,
really, you got to have a good full time job to make it in the automotive YouTube world, just to get to the point where you can get rid of your job so you can keep making it.
yeah. And I mean, like, my day job, I work in healthcare. I don't think I'd ever quit my job, but the upside for YouTube, I mean, look at Cletus. Like, he doesn't have another job. That's his job, right?
Yeah, I know,
That's what they
but
do.
there's always a Cletus.
There's always a Cletus. There's the upside to YouTube is great, but it is a lot of time and effort. But for me, and I know, and I see it in the passion in your videos. It's like, you would do this for free. You would
Yeah,
want
for
to work
sure.
on cars, and like this stuff that I do with my cars and stuff that you're doing. Like, we'll do this shit for free.
But
And just a matter of that we have the time, energy, and effort to put it together and make a video and put it out to an audience. that is the extra step. And yeah, we're monetarily compensated, but like, it's not, we're working hard. You're working hard, man. How many videos you put out a week?
I try and put out one every 3 days. The unfortunate thing is my work schedule, where I work 3 days on, 3 days off, and then, 3 day shifts, 3 night shifts, and then I have 6 days off.
Okay.
So like I have to double up on the videos on my days off because I can't do anything on my days that I'm working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is difficult. Sometimes I'll go like 6-8 days without uploading a video, and then I try and make it up by adding 2 videos in like a 4-day span.
Yeah. I'm trying to be consistent. I try to do one every Thursday. I've been doing one every Thursday for a year now. And then now I'm doing these podcasts. These are on Mondays. My parents moved up here to, upstate New York, Saratoga area when we had our daughter. And my dad built a 32 by 50 foot pole barn. And we have some of our projects there. But I have a garage at my house, so I can only work on one car at a time. And he's got a lift and everything there, and so we can only time I can work on those projects is when I'm there, and I can't really go there all the time. I only go once or twice a week. I bring my daughter, and we hang out, and we work on the cars. I got a '66 Mustang that I'm doing a 351 Windsor swap in.
Gross, a Ford motor?
Yeah. We have an LS1 T56 literally sitting right next to the 351, and I can't tell you how many times I'm like, fuck it, we're putting that in there.
Yeah, but something that old, you've got to put like the motor that's supposed to be in there in it.
Kyle, 350 small block Fords are the biggest pain in the dick, okay? Because there's 10 versions of them. I can't buy parts for this thing. Oh, there's like, oh, is it a 351? Yeah. Oh, is it a Windsor or is it a Cleveland? Oh, it's or a modified. Oh, no, it's a Windsor. All right, well, what year was it made? Is it a small deck height Windsor? Is it the high deck height Windsor? Is it this one and that? Or like, you can't. I just can't go get parts on Facebook Marketplace for this thing. I have to buy new.
Nothing's interchangeable. You can't go to the junkyard and go pull it out of the truck.
No, it doesn't work. You can, because they made 351s and pickup trucks in the 90s and 2000s. But guess what? None of that shit fits the 74 block that I have. So it's like, oh God, it's a nightmare. But, that's coming along. And, I've always loved 66 Mustang. So that's been a big thing for me to do. It's a dream car for me. So a lot of people are like, well, you should have got a fastback. I'm like, yeah, I can't buy a fastback with no rust for $2,000. So shut up.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. People are like, yeah, why don't you do a 10 turbo V10? I'm like, okay, who's fronting the bill on that one?
Yeah, when I get 1 million subscribers, sure. Yeah. Sign me up. Jeez.
And I don't mean to sound negative about YouTube, because I like thinking about it, I probably sound super negative about people starting channels.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Everyone should start a YouTube channel if you want to start a YouTube channel. I'm like, once you make it, you made it.
Yeah.
Just for reference here, YouTube pays out probably $10 to $30 per 1,000 views. So if you can make a video with 10,000 views, guess what? You made $300.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so you got now the hard part is getting all the views. So.
Get 10,000 views.
Yeah, it's so easy. And my dad was like, "Oh, you should make a video about this." I saw another guy make it, and it's got a ton of views. And I'm like, Dad, I could literally copy that video and repost it on my YouTube channel, and I'll get no views. So
you know what's crazy is Virginia has some weird YouTube channel that she just uploaded like family clips to once upon a time.
Okay.
And she logged into it recently. And for reference, my highest viewed video is probably like 450,000 views, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She has a baby video of 2 babies like just randomly trying to talk to each other. It's like a 50-second clip. It's got 1.6 million views.
That's the thing. If you got kids or cats, your YouTube goal, your YouTube goals.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. The algorithm's like, hey, you got babies? Okay, million views. Cat fails, million views.
Oh man. Or people unwrapping kids' toys and playing with them and on video, yeah. Millions of views. My daughter wants to watch this stuff. I'm like, this is just watching some other kid play with a toy that you don't have.
And that's the downfall of the kids watching the YouTube too. They're like, I wish my life was like that.
Oh yeah.
You know that's an edited version, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna get that one. You're not getting that one. So yeah, YouTube is hard, but I like doing it. I like making the videos. I'm getting better as you'll see in this episode, the green screen is behind me. I'm getting better at getting the lighting so I don't have the green freaking all around me everywhere, a little bit by a little bit.
I know what
It's
that's
not,
like.
yeah, so it's getting there. I got a light kit that's coming that'll help out with that. But I really want to thank you for coming on. Sharing some of your stories with some of your projects and your builds. Because I think people should hear it. I mean, a lot of people are already seeing your stuff, but I think it's good to kind of catch you while you don't have to do all the other stuff, and you can just sit down and talk to me about it. And it's a different perspective, and I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Guys, check him out. Boosted Lifestyle on YouTube. He's on TikTok, Instagram. Do you have a Facebook page too?
Yeah, there's a Boosted Lifestyle public page that I had made if you guys want to come on and just post your builds or whatever.
Cool. Check it out there too. So, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.